Hi everybody, Kaspa here. I'm going to tell you about Buddhist Action Month. Buddhist Action Month takes place in June every year. It started as a day in 2012, and it's a time for thinking really carefully about how we can take some extra action to reduce suffering and increase well-being in the world, in the whole world, in our local communities, maybe very personally to the people that we're in relationship to. It's a little extra nudge to look beyond the things that we usually see and ask, how can I make a difference? This year, the theme is Lion's Roar, speaking up in a troubled world. The Buddha roared the lion's roar when he spoke truth with clarity, compassion, and wisdom. He knew exactly the right thing to say at the right time that would enlighten another person. Often in the sutras, the Buddha is described as roaring the lion's roar at the end of a Dharma debate. A disciple or a teacher from another tradition comes forward and says, "What about such and such?" There's a conversation. And at the end of that conversation, the other person has an awakening experience. They realize something that they didn't know or understand in their hearts before. The Buddha has transmitted something of the Dharma to them. And we're asking you to be inspired by those qualities of speaking, by that clarity and compassion and wisdom and saying the right thing at the right time, to speak up for those suffering in this world. How can we use our voices, or how can we use our actions to draw attention to perhaps unseen suffering that still needs awareness raising around it, or to ask for particular solutions or particular help for troubles that we see, or even to suggest or take part in causes of actions that directly reduce those suffering. It might be as simple as taking time to write to your government representative, or really having a look at some of those many petitions that I'm sure end up in your inbox and go, actually today I'm going to sign some of those. Here in the UK, petitions that reach a certain number of signatures do get debated in Parliament, and that can make a real difference. It might be practicing somewhere in public with a sign or a placard that says, "I'm dedicating my practice to this group or that group of suffering beings." As I'm speaking, my wife Satya is sitting outside in the damp, cold February weather, doing a meditation practice, part of a daily vigil for the earth, wearing a sign that says, "In grief and love for the earth." So there's many different ways that you can speak up in this troubled world. We're going to provide a handbook full of resources, inspiration, ideas, guidance on just how you can do that during the month of June. And we'd love to hear about what you're doing. You can share it in the Facebook group. You can write to me directly about it. If you're doing some kind of event that other people can take part in, shared practice or something, something online, let me know and I can add that to a calendar or spread the word through the networks that we've got, if that's helpful. Also on the 5th of June, we're going to be encouraging Buddhists from all across Europe to do some practice and dedicate it to the troubled world. You might dedicate it to a particular group of people or beings, or to the whole world. Maybe even like Satya, doing that practice in public, but a great opportunity for us to come together at the same time and set an intention to really reduce suffering in the world and to transfer the merit of our practice for the sake of all living beings. Or, as I say, maybe choosing a cause that's particularly close to our heart. Anyway, go to the Buddhist Action Month page on the MBO website at mbo.org.uk/BAM 2021. There you will be able to sign up to the mailing list. There'll be links to the resources from last year all about the climate crisis, and other ones that we'll gather this year about different ways of speaking up. And also the handbook will come out. Sign up to the newsletter. As soon as the handbook is ready, we will let you know. In the meantime, of course, you can get those wheels turning in your own mind about how you might personally take some time for speaking up in a troubled world in June, but also maybe beginning a conversation with Buddhist friends or your Buddhist center about how you might do something together. Anyway, thanks for listening, and hope to hear about all the wonderful things that we're going to do together.